Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Jan, and
Markus Marthaler.
we're happy to talk to you. And we want to talk to you a little bit about our Bluetide swimming community. And I have some thoughts in mind to convince you a little bit to join us. Markus, what makes a fast distance swimmer?
Fast distance swimmer, work, good technique, and no bullshit.
Yes, I agree. I think you need to join a program that is honest about the work that is needed in order to achieve your goals, and don't waste 70% of your pool time with swim drills that, with all due respect, you're probably not executing to the best possibilities.
True.
What else is very important in a distance program? What in general in anything that you do?
Well, important is also that you get a constant feedback, or you have the people to talk to. People usually don't have someone to talk to, and what they get with us or in the Bluetide community is that we are actually there for them. It's not only plans and here is what you need to do and whatsoever. It's also we have live streams where we actually talk about it, where you can bring up your questions and all these, and get feedback, where we can give you the reality. And I think that is one of the unique selling points about the Bluetide community.
Yeah, I agree. So what usually happens in these live streams, I mean, by now a lot of these members, we could basically call them friends, right?
Yeah,
because it's more socializing than anything else, which I always have mixed feelings. I like seeing our members, but I also like answering questions. So you can do both. You can just hang out with us and talk about whatever, but you're absolutely welcome, and that's the point of these streams too. To ask anything that gives you trouble in swimming. You can ask in detail about the swim training plans. For example, for this set, how fast should I go in relation to my 400-meter test time, for example, and that sort of thing. But you can also just hang out with us, have a good time. We talk about anything.
We do.
And then also I think it's important that the person who is steering the ship, so to say, so who's running the program, has a proven track record and knows what they're talking about. So, who do we have in there?
We have Oli Clement, second at the Olympic Games in Paris in open water.
Where does he train?
He trains in Magdeburg with the best swimmers in the world.
Yes.
In open water swimming and long distance swimming, like very tough people. Toby Duhl, who is a training partner of Oli Clement. They're good friends, and he's also a good swimmer. More on the, let's say, sprinter side, I think.
Sprint middle distance.
Then we have yourself as one of the great when it comes to open water swimming in general and long distance, and also has a proven track record as a coach. Jan Wolfgarten. Myself, who has also a coaching experience, proven track record with coaching, plus also a swimmer myself. Ice swimming, age group world champ, and trying to do the Ocean 7, trying to go on new adventures.
Plenty of open water adventures.
Exactly. And then we have Tarek, who is also one of the coaches, but more on the dry land side, more on the
nutrition, dry land, recovery. Yeah. So
a really cool team to be around with, and to be able to also identify to a certain extent, but also to the versatility and the broadness of the knowledge is pretty much given there, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's just very important to stress the point that I don't think you can get expert knowledge by reading books. I think you can only get it by learning from literally the best in the world. And I consider myself very lucky that the coaches that I got to train under, given it's now been 15 years, but these guys are still in practice. Like Anthony Nesty, for example, is still training Katie Ledecky, Bobby Fink, Caleb Dressel, and these guys are still the best coaches in the world. And then Oli Clement is training under Bernd Berghahn, so he has all the information of that distance group, which arguably depth-wise and open water and pool distance swimming-wise is probably number one in the world right now. So, and he obviously knows what he's training every day and what Bernd is telling him. So I think you can rest assured that you really have top-notch, world-class information for your swim. And yeah, sometimes it's a lot simpler than it seems, but the work needs to be done, right?
It does need to be done, especially when it comes to swimming in general. As I said, one thing which stands out for me is that it's not only a technique course. Usually when you have these courses, you sign up for every Saturday, 3 times, like 4 times every Saturday. And then you do only drills. And here it's really like what you really need to do when it comes to work. Technique is, we said it, 25-30% of the whole thing. But practice will gives it its base, its base level, and it will hammers the technique in. And this is what we're trying to achieve. We don't only want to say, oh, improve here, high elbow catch and whatsoever. We want to improve the whole thing. We want to also make you faster, sustainable faster, and that it lasts. So I think this is the other side of what Bluetide should stand for in the end, like sustainability in your technique ultimately.
Yeah, I agree. And I also take pride as a coach in getting you to your results as fast as possible. And don't get us wrong, we're not here to say that technique doesn't matter. Obviously it does matter. If you want to be a world-class swimmer or world record holder, your technique needs to be in order. And we've spent a whole section within the Bluetide community of teaching you the proper technique. But here's the big but. The best technique in the world is worthless if you cannot maintain it. So you should always consider working on your technique, but you need to work on a technique, your specific technique it's always about maintaining that. That's the important part. It does you no good if you can swim 25-meter perfect freestyle. Let's say you do a 6-speed kick, perfect, everything looks good for the Instagram and all of that, for the clicks, But then when you do open water, 100 meters later, all falls apart. Your 6-speed kick is gone. You do a two-beat kick. You breathe all over the place. You get the idea.
Yeah, true that. And also learn from our experiences. This is another thing. I mean, we are still all very active. You're more on the coaching side, but you have accompanied Andreas Waschburg on his challenges, on his world record swims. So we're very versatile. We go from open water swimming as a challenge to cross islands, which I'm very active into, that I have a lot of these coming up to. Also ice swimming. Then we go over to the coach who does both, who coaches people who want to do a triathlon and Ironman, which I do, but which we want to also help with. Then we go also to the professional swimmers and ask them also these questions, because it's very important to also get feedback. How do you do it? For example, I had the cramp thing. What are the pro tips to overcome cramps? Take soya sauce. These one little fishes, like just as an example. These are pro tips. Otherwise, you wouldn't get them, and certainly not in a course where it tells you, oh, you do the technique, high elbow catch, here's some videoing and whatsoever, and it doesn't really help. So use also the authenticity and the pluses we have in our community, right? Yeah. I think that is that's the side of it, which I think. So I would sum it up in that sense, that you have live streams, one-to-ones, obviously with a group, but everyone needs to hear this. Everyone can join whenever they want if they're in a group. Then also the authenticity, because we are still active in the sport ourselves. We've just been here in Tobago to attempt to swim. We couldn't because of the weather. That's the other side, that's nature. But also there, and Oli Clement as an example on the pro swimming side, who is still there, very active. And also with Tarek and Toby Dul, who on one hand is still an active swimmer, and also on the other hand is an active coach when it comes to dryland nutrition. And so it's kind of, these are the unique selling points for us, and these are the things which I think are important. The rest, I don't know. It's all theory. Here we wanted to put it in use. We want to do authenticity. We want to teach authenticity and something which lasts. Sustainability.
Yeah, I agree. So check it out. We would love to have you, and yeah, all the best for your upcoming swims.
Yeah, all the best. Join the Bluetide community.